Hey everyone, and welcome back to Social Advertising for Entrepreneurs. This is Grant, and in this video we're going to talk about custom audiences. Alright, so let's talk about first what are custom audiences. A custom audience is where you can actually target your ad, page, or special offer to people who you already know that are on Facebook. Alright, you can basically put a list of 100 phone numbers or email addresses of people into a .csv or a text file and then simply upload it to Facebook. Okay, Facebook will then match those phone numbers or emails with a Facebook account, and then once they're matched with a Facebook account, you can then target those people with ads. The same thing that you learned in video 1, you also, as you know, you can obviously, like I just said here, you can upload data, or you can use the Facebook pixel, which will pull data into your ad account for you, like website visitors, and you can turn them into a custom audience as well. All right. So this diagram here, which you saw in the last video, this is of the website visitors. So this is pulling in website visitors, goes to Facebook to try to match them. And then once they're matched, we create a custom audience with it. This could be the same thing if this was a list of, Excel customers, say this was a list of customers, we upload it. Facebook tries to match that list of data, that Excel file or CSV file with a profile. And then once it does, it will give us a custom audience. So just note, for example, if you upload a data file of 100 names, 100 email addresses, Facebook will usually match about 60 to 70% of those. So if you have 100 emails of let's say you have 100 customers and you have 100 of their email addresses. When you upload that file to Facebook, Facebook will usually come back with an audience size of about 65 to 70 people. And then you say, well, where did those 20 or 30 other people go that it didn't match? It didn't match it to a Facebook profile. Okay, so then you can't, if it couldn't match it to a Facebook profile, that email address is useless. All right, so let's talk about the different options, which we're going to jump over to the Ads Manager and go through each of these, but I just want to cover them here first. There are 4 different options for a custom audience. There's a customer file, which is where you can use a customer file, just as I said on the last slide, to match your customers with people who are on Facebook and then create an audience that matches that data. Okay. So it doesn't actually have to be, a list of your customers. It could be a list of prospects, just a list of emails. All right. The next is website traffic, which we also just discussed on the last slide, which is where when you have that Facebook pixel installed, that website traffic is going to be tracked. Okay. People on your website are going to be tracked, and then you can create a custom audience of people like we did in the last video, who have been on your website in the last 30 days or 180 days or so, okay? Next is app activity. So if you actually have a mobile app, you can create a custom audience of people who have, let's say used your app within the last 30 days or haven't used your app in the last 30 days, and you can target them with different ads. And the last one, which is actually a new category, engagement on Facebook. Now this is where you can actually create a list of people who have engaged with your content on Facebook. So that might be like if someone liked or shared or, visited your page, or if someone watched one of your videos. So we're going to talk about that in more detail as well. So what I want to do is I'm going to jump over to the Ads Manager. We're going to jump into this first one here, the customer file. All right. So this is the Ads Manager. You guys have now seen this. You should be familiar with it. We're going to go up here, go to All Tools. We're going to go to Audiences. All righty. Wait for this to load. Okay, so now we obviously are in the asset library, audiences. We're going to go custom audiences here. We're going to hit create custom audience, and you guys will notice this. We just looked at this. We're going to hit customer file. Okay, now it says, how would you like to add, if you guys use MailChimp, you can use MailChimp. More so, you're going to click this. Okay, now this is where you're basically uploading your data. All right, so you are going to hit upload file here, and it's going to pull up this here. Okay, so when it pulls this up, you then select, which Excel file, or CSV or text file you want to upload. Now, what I recommend is when you actually, when you're putting the data together, make sure it's just really clean and simple. So it's in, all of your emails are in one column, all of your phone numbers are in another column. and nothing else is in the document. Okay, so when you upload it, when you actually upload the file, Facebook will notice what you actually upload. Okay, so we'll actually do this right now. Let's open up Excel here if I can find it. Here we go. All right, so let's open up Excel. All right, so like let's say, so you don't even need a header here. You can just have like Grant Cooper. Okay, you can have all of your emails in a column. Okay, so then .com and then support advantage. So let's say I just have like a list of 100 emails here. Oops, we're going to get out of that. Say in this A column, I have a list of 100 emails here. We're actually going to save this. Save this as tests. Let's just say customers. Okay. Go back here. We're going to upload file. And there it is. It's going to let me select this. Give me one sec, guys. This isn't letting me select it, so let me pause the video real quick. All right, guys, so that was actually my mistake. The reason it wasn't letting me select it is because we saved it as an Excel document. We have to save it as a CSV here, comma, separated values. Okay, so we're going to save that. Jump back over here. Upload file. There it is. Okay. And then we're going to agree. Hit next. Actually, I'm sorry, I'm going to go back here because I didn't save my audience name. Customer. We'll just say customers. Okay, and then next. Okay, preview and map your identifier. See, Facebook noticed this was emails. All right, upload and create. Okay, and then once you upload it, it's here in your dashboard. Now this says not ready, updating audience. This is never going to be ready because there's only 3 emails in here. But ideally, your audience will take about a half hour. It could take up to a half hour to be ready. Once it's ready, you'll see a little green, and you see this is red. This will be green, and it'll say ready. Okay, and then you'll actually be able to use this when you go into the ads manager. You'll be able to target them with ads. All right. So let's jump back here and look at the next one, website traffic. All right, so if we go custom audience, okay, we go, let's say here, website traffic. Okay, and we already set up this pixel. So as you guys know, basically do anyone who visits your website. So you can go up to 180 days. That's the max. And I think down to I think you might be able to do 5 days or 2 days. Yeah, you can pretty much go down to within the last day, but you probably don't get enough website traffic. And then this is including past website traffic. So then you name this and you create an audience for that. The other thing you can do is this is everyone and anyone who visits the website. You can also do visit specific web pages. So URL contains. So you can put in people that visited a specific page. So if I wanted to target, let's pull up Social Vantage. All right. If I want to target everyone who visited, let's go to our blog. Okay, let's say I want to target everyone who visited, let's see here. Let's take this one. How to use social media marketing for your gym. Okay, let's say I want to target everyone. I'm going to click this article. Let's say I want to target everyone who viewed this article, okay, who read this article. I'm going to go up here to the URL. And I'm going to take this last piece here. I'm not going to take socialvantage.com. I'm just going to take this last piece. I'm going to go over here, and it says URL contains. So that just means add URL keywords, and I can add in these keywords here. So I can paste that in. Okay, so I can just put in that. How to use social media marketing for your gym. I can also add in. Let's say I want to target everyone who So right now, if I just hit name this as people who read the gym blog, right? So they know they're possibly gym owners, right? They would, if they read a blog about gym, how to market your gym, they're possibly gym owners. But what if I also want to target, so this would just create an audience of people that read this article. But what if I also want to target people that read that article and, let's say this article. So I know they're a gym owner that's possibly interested in Pinterest. Take this here, come back here, put in the keywords, enter, and there we go. So now we're targeting all the traffic on my website that read those 2 articles. Okay, so pretty cool, right? So then I just hit create audience, and I would name this like blog traffic, Pinterest article and gym article or something like that. Okay, you get the idea. So that's pretty cool, right? So then we can target also people visiting specific web pages but not others. So if I want to, this more comes into play like if you want to target people who visit a specific page but exclude people who visited, something else. This would come into handy if you're, if you have a funnel in place and you want to include people that visited your landing page but exclude people who have visited your thank you page. Does that make sense? So if we have a funnel in place and page 1, is the landing page, page 2 is the thank you page, we want to put page 1 in here because we want to retarget everyone who visited page 1, but we want to make sure we're excluding anyone who opted in. So exclude thank you. Anyone who visited the thank you page, so this is now we're targeting everyone who visited the landing page but did not exclude people. We're not targeting anyone who visited the thank you page because if they visited the thank you page, we don't want to target them. Okay. So then here's another one, people who haven't visited in a certain amount of time. So if we want to reactivate people who haven't visited our website in a while, we can do that as well. All right. So those are all the options for website traffic. Next thing is app activity. This I'm not going to go into detail on because it gets pretty complicated, and I have a feeling that a lot of you don't have apps. If you do have apps, send me a message, and we can help you on this privately. All right. The engagement on Facebook is the last one. So this is really neat. This is sort of new here, where they just rolled this out. What kind of engagement do you want to use to create this audience? So a video, create a list of people who have spent time watching your video. So what you do is you select that option. It's going to ask you what type of engagement. People who viewed at least 3 seconds of your video, 10 seconds, 25%, 50%, 75%, or 95% of the video in the past 365 days or less. And then audience name, you choose your audience name here. Okay, so this is a really neat tool. If you run a video ad and then you want to retarget people who watched let's say 50% of the video, we can do that here. Okay, so that's a cool tool. Next is lead ad. Lead ads are basically where you don't need a landing page. We're going to cover those in a separate video, but basically it's where when someone clicks an ad, a landing page pops up on Facebook. Okay, there's pros and cons to it, but basically you can run an audience. You can have a custom audience for people who engaged. So anyone who opened this form, people who opened but didn't submit, people who opened and submitted. Okay, so that's a pretty cool option. Next is Canvas. We're not going to cover Canvas ads because they don't really work that well. Surprisingly, they take forever to build and they don't work that well. If you want to look into Canvas ads on your own time, please feel free to do so. But typically they don't work that well. All right. And the last one is page. So we can create a list of people who have interacted with our page on Facebook. So if we want to select our page, if I select my page here and I want to select anyone who's engaged with my page, anyone who visited the page, people who've engaged with a post, clicked on my call to action button, sent a message to my page. So you have some pretty cool options here, just engagement wise, who engaged with your page. All right, so that's everything for website traffic and customer file, website traffic, and engagement on Facebook. So I hope you guys got a good understanding now, a really good understanding of what a custom audience is and how to use them. Once again, once you make these audiences, we just went through how to make them. Once you make them like we did here, I showed you in the first video, you can basically just go to the ads manager and, just when you're choosing your targeting, you see that custom audience option. You just select it and it pops up. All right. And that's how you use it. All right. So thanks so much for joining me on this video. I appreciate it. And we will see you in the next one.